it's the Rawsome Vegan Gal here, and I'm holding up some great products from a company called Organic Gemini, and they use something called a tiger nut. And I'll show you the other few products that I have too, and we'll talk about them. These are some of their drinks called Horchata. I have 3 different flavors, but I'm titling this video Tiger Nut. Don't let the name fool you. It's not a tiger or a nut. So I don't know why it's called a tiger nut, but that's what it's called. Now, I want to first tell you a little bit about this product called a tiger nut. It's like I said, it's not a tiger, like I already said, and it's not a nut. And this is what they actually look like. You can see in the package. That's called a tiger nut, and it's actually not a nut. It's actually a tuber, a small root vegetable, and it's the #1 source of resistant starch, which is a probiotic fiber that resists digestion and becomes fuel for our probiotic bacteria. So I've never heard about resistant starch before till I read an article about it, and I want to refer to that and tell you a little bit about what resistant starch is, because you should really know about it for yourself. So resistant starch is starch that cannot be digested. It's found in many common foods such as potatoes, legumes, cashews, raw oats, and green bananas. So for those of you who like green bananas, there you go. Resistant starch passes through the stomach and small intestine, largely undigested, moving into the colon where it feeds healthy gut bacteria. Most starch is broken down by digestive enzymes and absorbed as glucose, but resistant starch is the exception. It has other important functions in the gut. When beneficial bacteria feed on it, several byproducts are formed, most notably butyrate, which is a short-chain fatty acid that protects against colon cancer by inhibiting DNA damage and blocking tumor growth. Butyrate also provides energy for the rapidly and constantly growing cells lining the colon. Without it, colon cells can die. Additionally, resistant starch reduces acidity in the colon, preventing inflammation and potentially protecting against colon cancer. So who knew? What an important thing to have. Resistant starch is also extremely effective at improving insulin sensitivity and reducing blood glucose levels. And some studies show that it can prevent blood sugar spikes for several hours, even after a second meal. And in a study, people who consume 15 to 30 grams of resistant starch per day showed a 33 to 50% improvement in insulin sensitivity after 4 weeks. So I don't know how much 15 to 30 grams of it is, but let's say here, this is 340 grams at 12 ounces. 1 ounce is 30 grams. So 1 ounce of this, which I'll show you in a measuring cup. I have a measuring cup and we'll measure out 1 ounce. It's not a lot. So there you go. It's very good for people who have insulin problems and even, are prone to more, diabetics in their family. Other benefits of resistant starch: it has more benefits. Better absorption of minerals, including calcium and magnesium, and enhanced production of biotin, folic acid, and vitamin K in the gut. Also, reduced absorption of toxins and potential carcinogens in the intestines, lowers blood cholesterol and triglyceride levels, increases feelings of satiety, enhanced weight loss, and reduction in the number of calories consumed. So just briefly, the different types of starch, resistant starch, first are grains, seeds, nuts, beans, and lentils. They contain starch that's bound within the cell walls of the plant. It's accessible to the body and resists digestion. Another form is found in green bananas, raw potatoes, plantains. But cooking these foods converts them to regular starch. But type 3, this type is created when type 1 or type 2 foods are cooked and then cooled. So the 2 I mentioned in type 1 and 2, if they're cooled, the process of cooling converts some of the digestible starches back to resistant starches. So a boiled and chilled potato will have more resistant starch than a hot baked potato. The same goes for beans. And a 4th type is a synthetic commercial one that we won't actually, we're not interested in. So how can you get your resistant starch? Of course, eat tiger nuts. And eat cold beans, avoid ripe bananas. They say add potato starch to smoothies. I'm not into potato starch. I'd rather eat your cold potatoes. Also, they say sushi, rice that's been cooked and cooled. So that gives you some more really good information about what resistant starch is. And see, it has so many benefits. Who knew? So we're going to first talk about the actual tiger nut. And just so you know, this company If you want to read more about them, I'll have a link to their site below this video. And the story of the owners is really fantastic. You ought to read up on their story. So just so you know, this is has all these great, and packaging is great. It tells you all about it. It's made in Brooklyn. It's also good for people who are into the paleo diet. It's kosher, non-GMO, vegan, nut and gluten-free, organic, non-GMO certified. What else can I tell you about it? It's produced in their own dedicated gluten-free, peanut-free, tree nut-free, dairy-free facility. So they do it themselves in Brooklyn. And these are actually sweet and nutty. So you can eat them straight out of the bag, or you can soak them in water to soften them. So what we're going to do is I'm going to try one in its natural form, and then I'm actually going to soak some in water and have it a little later, and I'll see, you know, how it tastes different to me. So just so you know, in a 1 ounce serving, there is quite a bit of iron. There's 10% iron. There's also 7% magnesium, 7% zinc, 10 grams of fiber, 40% fiber in 1 ounce. It's got 6% potassium. It's got fat naturally occurring, 7 grams of fat. It has a little bit of vitamin E, some vitamin B6, and some vitamin C, and some calcium in the smaller amounts. So we're going to open up this wonderful package. It is a package that you can Ziploc closed, and I will show you what the nut actually looks like. Again, it's not a nut, it's a tuber, but it looks like a nut. Let's find one that's a good size. So here's what it looks like in the flesh, so to speak. If you could see that, I could hold it up where you can actually see it better. There you go. So I'm going to try one of these. Now it definitely has a sweet inner core. The outside is a little more chewy. But again, if I measure out 1 ounce, just so you see how much 1 ounce is. I don't know how many total it is. This is, I think, a little bit more than 1 ounce. So it probably is about 20 or so, maybe in here, a little more. So if you ate that much a day, you're getting 30 grams. And you're getting a lot of, like I said, potassium, dietary fiber, iron. And like I said, it's also good, like I mentioned, about your blood sugar. So I'm not going to take all of them. We'll just take a couple. We'll put them in a little dish here. I thought I had a little dish here ready to go. Where did I put it? Whoops. I left the little dish here and I can't find my little dish. Okay, I'll use something else in the meantime. I was going to use this for something else, but since I don't know where it went, I'll use this cup. I was going to use this for something else, but I'll just soak it for a little bit. And then when I get to that point, I will transfer it. So I'm just going to put a little water in here, just to let them soak and to soften up. And then the water you could drink. Don't forget, when it's soaking in there, you have, again, that resistance starts going in the water. So that's probably pretty good too. So we're just going to leave that there. Yeah, I don't know where my other cup went. I'm not going to go searching for it now. So, so that is the actual tiger nut. Now they make other products using the tiger nut. So the next one we're going to take a look at, and then I actually made some things using, they have tiger nut flour I'm going to talk about in a minute. This is their tiger nut raw granola. So the raw granola is gluten-free and nut-free, and it's dehydrated, so it maintains the resistant starch. Because if it was baked, it would not. You probably didn't think of that one. So what they say is you can eat this as a snack, or add the horchata, which we'll get into as a drink. So what we could do is have a granola with milk, and I'm going to show you that too. So this is the granola. It smells really good. So what they put in here are tiger nuts, apple, gala apple, everything's organic, so you know, medjool dates, sunflower seeds, pepitos, which are pumpkin seeds, raisins, flax seeds, hemp seeds, true cinnamon, cloves, cardamom, nutmeg, vanilla extract, Himalayan pink salt. Sounds really yummy. Smells really good too. So this is what their granola looks like. It's more like chunks. It's like more like a granola bar than granola. Most people are used to granola being in small pieces. But you can see some of the, I don't know if you could see the actual, there you go. You could see the actual pumpkin seeds in there and the raisins, the sunflower seeds. So you could see the real food in there. So we're going to take a piece of this to taste. That tastes good. It's not too sweet. There's the sugar level, it says for 2 ounces, There's 4 servings in the container. It says 25 grams of sugar, but it doesn't taste that sweet to me. It is very high in iron. For 2 ounces, you get 16% iron, about 7% magnesium, and then 7% zinc, 7% vitamin C. A lot of dietary fiber, 53% in 2 ounces. So when we try the drink, then I will actually put some in some water and have the granola with that. So next we're going to talk about the flour. So what they did was they took the tiger nuts and they made it into a flour. And it's also gluten-free, nut-free, etc. Can be used in any of your baking or smoothie recipes, or cookies, brownies, cakes, or even pizza dough. So I decided to make some things with it, and I haven't actually tried it by itself, but I may just take a little taste, see what it tastes like. It's supposed to have a sweetish kind of a taste. So I'm actually going to put a little on a spoon here, and I could show you what it kind of looks like. I don't know if you could see that in the video, and I'm going to actually try it. Actually, wow, that's pretty sweet. I wasn't expecting that. The nut itself didn't taste as sweet. Actually, the flour tastes sweeter, probably because it's ground up. That's actually really nice. So I also would use it, personally myself, sprinkle it on your salad. If you want to get the prebiotics, you can do it that way. Sprinkle it on your fruit. You don't have to put it in a recipe itself if you don't want to. That's actually really good. Because don't forget, the prebiotics feed the probiotics. Okay, so what I made with it, I decided to make a recipe just on the fly, so to speak, because I'm also a chef. So what I did was I took some cacao powder, and I'll also have links to all the products that I'm mentioning, so you can check them out with the other companies. And I actually have reviewed these companies too on my YouTube channel. I have videos as well. So this is from the company called Navitas Naturals. This is their cacao powder. So what I did was I took about 3 heaping tablespoons of cacao powder. And then I took about, let's see, what did I do next? Then I took about 4 tablespoons of the tiger nut flour, but I'll mention how that changed in a minute, because I didn't just use that much. Then I used some coconut palm sugar. This is from the same company, Navitas Naturals. And I used about 2 teaspoons. If you like it sweeter, you really don't need it. It comes out really sweet. And then I used, from a different company, Maca powder. Maca is an adaptogenic root. That's good for the endocrine system, for energy, endurance, strength, performance, etc. This is from Foods Alive. So I used about, I think about 2 teaspoons of this. And then I also took, from the company called Living Tree Community Foods, I used some organic and alive sesame tahini. I used about 3 teaspoons of that. So then what I did was I used water. I was thinking of using the horchata, but I realized that I don't have the unsweetened one, and I already used sweetener to make this whole concoction, so to speak. So I decided to just use plain water, just to get to a nice consistency. And what happened was it was very watery. So I decided another thing you could make is, so this is my cacao, tiger nut, sesame butter, maca pudding. So basically I made it into a pudding. You can see it's kind of thick. And it tastes really good. I've tried it already, but I'll taste it again. It's really good. The tahini gives it a nice kind of a sesame flavor. It's actually really good. But then I really wanted to make something else out of it. I wanted to make cacao, tiger nut, sesame butter balls. So what I did was I added more flour, and I can't really tell you how much flour I used. I just kept adding till I got it to a consistency that I can make it into balls. Now what I do with the balls usually, I've made with other products before, is I usually put them in the freezer and let them get hard, and they're amazing when you take them out of the freezer. So what I did too is I sprinkled some coconut flour on top, and this is the organic coconut flour from distributed by Edward and Sons company. They're organic coconut flour. Just sprinkled some on top just for effect, just so it looks nice. So I'll show you what they look like. And I'm actually not going to eat them yet because, whoops, I don't know if I can get these in the camera. Lean it over here. There you go. So you could see that. So I'm actually not going to eat any now because I'm going to wait till I freeze them. I actually tasted it and it tastes really good, just like the pudding. So that's what I made with the flour. So the next thing we're going to talk about is their horchata. Now horchata is originated in 13th century Valencia, Spain. So it's a Spanish type of a product. And it is traditionally crafted with tiger nuts, but I never heard about tiger nuts before this company, before I found them online. And so they use this recipe, all they use is filtered water, and they add, medjool dates, and depending on the flavor, they add other things to it. So if you'll notice, there's kind of like film, it looks like on the bottom, but that's actually the resistant starch. And that's the prebiotic fiber. So you want to shake well and drink it all. So you're going to shake, shake, shake till that mixes up to the top and you drink it all. Now this is very perishable. So once you open it, you basically have a day to eat it, a day to drink it. So it says here it's high in iron, potassium, it's dairy-free, nut-free. Also a soy-free facility, and the containers are BPA-free, so you know. So very interesting. They have a little sliding thing on here. I don't know if you can see, and the packaging is really nice. I like the... on here they have something that says 1 bottle equals as much potassium as a bottle of coconut water, and they show you the fiber, 29%, 20, like how much you're drinking of it. So we're going to first try the original. Again, we're going to make sure we shake it up really well. And the original just has the water, the tiger nuts, the medjool dates, and some Himalayan pink salt. So we have a little cup we're going to sample it here in. See how it tastes. It looks like milk to me. Oh, that's heavenly. That is really good. Wow. I definitely could drink the whole bottle. Well, now I have to by tomorrow. Wow, that tastes really good. Very smooth, mild. It's not super sweet, but it just has enough sweetness to give it that nice flavor. 13 grams of sugar in 1 bottle. It's not a lot. Very mild. It's very high in iron. 15% iron in this 1 bottle, which is how many ounces? It's 12 ounces. Very nice. And again, the stuff keeps kind of settling to the bottom. So again, you want to keep, make sure you shake it up. I guess I didn't shake it up that well. And I'm still getting some stuff on the bottom. So the next one we're going to try is the chai. And they do have other flavors that I'll just mention them. So the chai one has same ingredients, then it includes cinnamon, cloves, cardamom, nutmeg, and Himalayan pink salt. So if you like chai, this is probably going to have like a chai tea flavor. And I do like smelling things too. It has a really nice aroma. I could smell the cinnamon and the nutmeg. I think it has nutmeg in here too. Yeah. Just checking that I know it's in the bottle. So we're going to pour some of this. Oh, I could taste the, the cinnamon. Oh, that is nice. Very nice. Wow. Very good. Okay, and the final flavor that we have to sample is the strawberry. So again, you can see, I'll show you the bottom of this. You can actually see, if I get to the right light, I don't know if you can see, there we go, where you can actually see the pieces from the strawberry from the bottom. So let's shake this one up really good. Make sure everything gets mixed up. Okay. And then all this has different in here. It just has strawberries. The rest is the same. So we're going to take a taste of this. Smells good too. It looks like strawberry milk, like chocolate milk. Oh, that's nice. Again, mild. I taste the strawberries. They come out really good. I mean, the flavor really hits you. Wow, that's really good. Doesn't taste as sweet as the one without. Yeah, this only has 8 grams of sugar. Doesn't taste as sweet as the one that just had the medjool dates, the original. It's really good. Wow, and this has 100% vitamin C, 15% iron, and I didn't mention the chai. The chai has 15% iron, 8% calcium. And the sugar content is about the same. So now we're going to go back and taste our tiger nuts and see if they've softened up. Kind of haven't softened up quite yet. They're still kind of hard. So they might take a while. I might not get to do them to do it in the video, but what I'm going to do is actually pour them in this little glass. And I'm going to try some of the granola with the milk. And I think I'm going to have strawberry. I really like strawberries. And strawberries is a very good antioxidant. And I know they don't have, oh, I didn't mention the other flavors. Excuse me, pardon my forgetfulness here. So the other flavors that they do have, and you can check it out online, is they have coffee. They also have unsweetened. So if you don't want anything sweetened, and I didn't get a chance to try the unsweetened, so I don't know if there's a different flavor, because like I said, when I try the tiger nut, it has a sweetness to it, and the flour even sweeter. They also have a honey flavor, a banana, and one with actually green. It's called Plus Green, where they add actually greens to it. What I'd love to see, and just my ideas for other flavors, would be doing more berries, doing blueberries, doing raspberries. What else? Blackberries. All those berries are so good for you. So adding those to the drink would be really good. So I'm going to take some of the granola and break it up in here a little bit. See if I can break it up a little. Just take a little bit. And I'm going to take some of the strawberry horchata. Smells so good. Smells almost like strawberry shortcake. And we're going to add some to our little container. Look how pretty that looks. Add some with the granola. And if you want, you can let it soften the granola or eat it just like that. And I'm going to eat it just like that, just to see how it tastes with the granola. So this is your granola and milk. So basically, you have everything right here. You have your tiger nut granola and you have your tiger nut milk, so to speak, horchata. And you can have your breakfast cereal. You could have this anytime, for a snack, for lunch, for any time you'd like. Now it does soften up already in the milk quite a bit, so it doesn't need much softening. But if you like to be really soft, I don't like my granola too mushy, so that's really good. Wow, excellent. Very impressive. Now, I'm not sure that our tiger nuts got that much softer, so let's see. We're going to pour some of this liquid out back in here. And don't forget, like I said, drink that liquid that was soaking with the tiger nuts, because you're getting more resistant starch. So let's try that. See if it... No, didn't really get that much softer. So basically, I should have done this before the video. So it's an experiment to try, because like they said, you know, you could... It's supposed to enhance the flavor, so I'm not quite sure, because it didn't get soft enough. But like I said, it's kind of crunchy on the outside and then chewy on the inside. That's really good. Excuse me. So before I end this video, I want to go through the products again, just to show you what we have. We have our tiger nuts, the nuts themselves that we tried, and then the raw granola, which is apple cinnamon flavor. And then we have the tiger nut flour. And then we have the tiger nut horchata. We have the original flavor. We have the chai flavor. And we have the strawberry flavor. So that's all I have today to review for you for this video. So I thank you for watching. It's the Rawesome Vegan Gal.